Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Thurston County Youth of the Year Community Celebration. My name is Chris Woods. I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Thurston County. And this is the 7th year hosting this event to celebrate and recognize our exceptional club members. And we're so happy that you could join us this evening. Tonight, you're going to hear from 5 incredible teens. These youth are leaders in every way, in their schools, their homes, their community, and in their clubs. We're very proud of all of them, and we're excited for you to meet them this evening. The youth participating in this program gain self-awareness, self-confidence. They learn critical leadership skills, the importance of being service-minded, and as you'll see in a bit, plenty of speech writing and public speaking experience. Each of our Thurston County branches held judging to determine the finalists you'll be meeting this evening, and you'll get to hear from them in just a few moments. Youth of the Year happens all around the country. More than 4,000 clubs and 1,000 organizations participate in this annual program. Local awardees proceed to state and potential regional and national competitions. Some of the former Youth of the Year national winners that you may know from Washington State: Adam Cornell, he's a federal prosecutor in Everett. Also Dr. Liberty Franklin, she's a dentist serving low-income children in Yakima. And Thurston County's very own Dr. Tony Agtrap, National Youth of the Year in 1984. He's an orthopedic surgeon at Olympia Orthopedics. Although only one of 5 finalists will move on, they are all on the road to great futures. To our 5 finalists, you're already winners. We're incredibly proud of each and every one of them. Before hearing from our Youth of the Year nominees, I want to take a moment to recognize some special individuals who made tonight possible. First of all, our Youth of the Year event committee, who put in hours and hours to plan for this virtual event that is unlike any other event we've had. Our board of directors for their support and for being with us tonight. And our staff for putting this event together. And to our Youth of the Year and families, thank you, club parents, for giving us the chance to be part of your lives. Next, we owe our Youth of the Year sponsors and partners a big thank you for their financial support of this evening and of our year-round Youth of the Year program. Our education partner, South Puget Sound Community College. Here's Evan Skite from South Puget Sound to tell us a little bit more about our partnership.
I'm Evan Skite, Development Director for the South Puget Sound Community College Foundation. It is an honor to be joining you here tonight. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Thurston County does an amazing job preparing futures and creating leaders. The SPSCC Foundation is proud to partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Thurston County to support the next generation of leaders. It is our hope that the local youth know that college is available, accessible, and welcoming. As an example of our partnership, in 2018, the Phil Wigan Memorial Scholarship was established to permanently offer an SPSCC scholarship to a student from local Boys and Girls Clubs to support youth in their next step in education. We are working to grow this scholarship to support youth from every local club. The Boys and Girls Club is also our longest partner in our Community Bridge program, and that is why we are here tonight. Started in 2014, the Community Bridge program offers an SPSCC tuition grant to outstanding local youth. Tonight, we are awarding Community Bridge tuition grants to all 5 Youth of the Year nominees. The 4 branch level youth will receive a $1,500 tuition grant to SPSCC, while the 1 candidate that moves on to state will receive a 2-year community tuition grant to SPSCC. On behalf of SPSCC, congratulations to all 5 nominees. We look forward to your continued success and your bright futures.
Our program sponsor tonight is Olympia Federal Savings. They've been sponsors of ours since the beginning and a great partner of the Boys and Girls Club of Thurston County. Our Friend of Youth of the Year sponsor is Team Agtrap. They've also been a great partner of ours over the year, and we thank Christy and Tony and the whole Team Agtrap for their support. We also have some youth champion sponsors, retreat sponsors, and virtual event sponsors. A big thank you again to all of our sponsors for financially helping us and supporting us to put on this event this evening. Now, I'd like to introduce Faith Doctor. She was our 2020 Thurston County Youth of the Year. She's going to share some lessons learned and maybe even give a little advice to our 2021 candidates.
Hi, I'm Faith. I'm the 2020 Youth of the Year, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit how my year went. 2020 for me was definitely an interesting year, but at the same time, I had a lot of different opportunities that I was able to take advantage of. As the school year winded down in June of 2020, I was able to graduate high school. And for me, it was a really cool experience, even though it was virtual and it was a little different than like what everybody was expecting. But it was a big deal to me because throughout high school, there were periods of time where I thought I wasn't gonna graduate. So it was kind of like a surreal experience, and I was able to be like, whoa, I did it. I made it through. Shortly after graduating, I was able to get a job with the club over at the RMAC. And it was overall a really cool experience for me because I was able to help the kids in the way that I was helped when I was younger. And I was able to be like a mentor because I had learned from the mentors that were like a part of my life when I was younger at the club. And so overall, it was a really special experience for me. And I was able to make an impact on the kids' lives. So if I had any words of advice for the candidates this year, it would be to definitely enjoy yourself. Enjoy the whole experience while it lasts, because it definitely goes by really quick. And the people there that are there supporting you, they're there for you. There's people that have your back. There's people that want to see you succeed. There's people that want to watch you grow as a person. And so overall, just enjoy the little things, embrace who you are, and just keep growing.
Thank you, Faith. Now I'd like you to get to meet and hear from our 2021 Youth of the Year candidates. I'd like you to meet Noah from our Lacey Club.
I'm Noah, I'm in 12th grade and I attend the Lacey Boys and Girls Club. If I was describing the Boys and Girls Club to someone who hasn't been or hasn't heard of it, I'd describe it as the best source for affordable childcare. For me, the club has always been like a second home. Growing up especially, my favorite activity at the club was tech lab, to be with the computers and stuff. My second favorite thing would be the gym.
Noah is kind of one of those people where when he comes into a room, you know he's in there. He makes his presence known. You know, he always has the ability to kind of make everyone laugh, no matter what the situation is. You know, I've always feel like he's been pretty mature. He's kind of got the silly goofiness, but definitely when he needs to kind of step up, he's always been someone that's been able to help out and, you know, step up to whatever a staff, a kid, anybody needs from him. But that's definitely something that I feel like he's grown up a lot and been able to kind of deal with a lot of the new problems that are happening today as a youth during the pandemic and as a staff member.
While 2020 held many unexpected things, it was good to know that the club was still something I could rely on. I knew that I could go to the club if I needed to talk to anybody, when I had to distance myself from friends. Something that I've learned from my mentor is to trust your gut and go with what you know is right. If I didn't attend the club after school, I would probably be a lot less ambitious. I'm glad that since the club is somewhere I can go, that I have a job where I can be with kids because I really enjoy working with kids. Whatever my job wouldn't have been as meaningful to me, and I think that's really important. I could totally see my life going where I stay in childcare. Maybe it's because I've gone here for so long that I see it in my future, but dream, I'd love to work in entertainment down in California. Since I was a kid, I was like, I want to be an actor, I want to be a comedian, all these different things just on the horizon, and I'd like to pursue those. I would like to remind the youth right now that as helpless as it seems, as powerless as you feel in all of this, because there's a lot of unexpected stuff, you still have a voice, and you, as a youth of America, are pretty obligated to share your opinions and share what you think is right. So I'd like to remind everybody that they have a voice and that they should use it. What is a home? Some may say that it's the place you live or the building you sleep in, but I think that a home is more. My home is where I grew up, played games, did homework, and hung out. It's the place I learned how to do addition, multiplication, and subtraction. My home is the place that I discovered interests, explored passions, and became who I am today. The Boys and Girls Club hasn't just been a part of my life. It is my life. It's been the place I got my first job, made my first friends, and most importantly, it's been my home. Growing up going to the Boys and Girls Club was so beneficial to me in ways I never realized until now. My parents met there, so I wouldn't even be here without it, and while they are the reason that I started attending the club, they're not the reason I stayed. If you were looking for little third grade Noah during recess, you'd probably find him happily running around the playground telling the other kids to go with him to the Lacey Boys and Girls Club. In essence, I was the club's mascot, which didn't pay much or at all, but I am open to compensation. What I did get from that experience, however, was the realization that I was able to positively influence the peers around me. Right now, youth are feeling more powerless than ever before. I also feel like I have zero control over what happens in school, politics, and everything else too. So I want to remind my peers to get out there and use your voice, because you all have unique perspectives to shine a light on. It was thanks to the Lacey Club's open-minded, feedback-oriented staff that I learned how to make myself heard. So now, even when I feel powerless or feel like things are out of my control, I know that I will always have my voice. Looking back, my favorite memories were made at the club. I got to go to conventions, I played hide and seek in the dark at overnights, and even had the chance to go to Florida and learn about leadership at a Keystone conference. It seemed that no matter what my problem was, the club always had something to offer. Whether it was huge life lessons or basic addition, the staff were there to help. So having the privilege of being that for the kids that attend now at the very same club that I grew up in is an honor. And I honestly can't think of an organization that's given me more. I thought I'd be able to identify the one adult that changed my life at club, but I can't. The reality is there's too many staff that helped shape me into who I am today. My love for nerdy things comes from the former Ed Room staff Kirk, and my motivation to stay physically active sprouts from the gym staff and teen coordinator Terrence. My love for science and technology comes from Rugen, and my inspiration to be a leader from Mike and Emily. I have connected with too many staff members growing up to list all of those who have made an impact on my personality and my future. As I've grown up and gone through changes, so has the Lacey Club. It changed in structure, staff, and teens too. In a way, the Lacey Club has been growing up beside me the entire time. So, as the club and I march towards our early adulthood, I want to give thanks to the Youth of the Year program for giving me the opportunity to relive those childhood memories, and to the Boys and Girls Club for being the home where I made them. Thank you.
Great job, Noah. And our second Youth of the Year nominee is Sarah. Let's hear from Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a sophomore in high school and I'm from the Olympia Boys and Girls Club. I would describe the Boys and Girls Club as a place for people to come and hang out with their friends and just like meet new people and have fun.
I would describe Sarah as very hardworking, very determined, always gets her stuff done for sure. What makes Sarah such a great club member is that she's always ready to help any staff when they need it, is always willing to help kids with schoolwork, and is just always on the ball with everything.
My favorite thing about the club is just like the connections that people make with each other and like the friendships that I personally made. So one of my favorite things as being one of the older members here is being able to help out with the younger kids when I can.
I've seen Sarah grow in the last 3 years I've known her. She's definitely has grown a lot of confidence over the years and just has continuously just gotten better.
I love Eden. She is somebody that I always know I can count on, and I've known her for a while and we've just gotten really close. My favorite thing is just how happy she is, and just if I'm having a bad day, I know if I need a smile I can go to her and she'll just cheer me up right away. One thing that Eden has definitely taught me is to have more of a positive outlook on things. There is a bright side to every situation, even if it takes a little bit to find it. So 2020 was totally crazy, and I didn't really even realize how much I would miss the club once we were gone for a while, because at first we only thought we were going to be gone for a couple weeks, but then a couple weeks turned into 6 months. You know, when you're in your house for that long, you tend to get a little sad. And so finally being able to see all the people that were normally in my life again, helped me a lot, feel happier. I think that the most meaningful part is just finding more confidence in myself, because I've always struggled with self-confidence, and so kind of going through this and seeing that I can do things even though I'm scared of it helps with that a lot.
What makes Sarah special is that she's just a very good person. She's very caring, cares about everybody around her, her friends, the little kids, the staff. She's just very caring, and I think that makes her special.
I would say like advice for younger kids to go here is just like make the most of your opportunities and make sure that you take advantage of it because it's pretty cool. Whispers. Whispers and murmurs of words I associate with anger echo through the walls of my house as if they belong there. On the surface, they might be whispers, but deep down, I know they're screams. This unsettling feeling lingers around the house like fog. I blame myself. It has to be my fault, right? I'm the problem, aren't I? Growing up, I've always felt different. I always saw people around me happy with who they were. It was easy for them to accept who they were because to society, they were normal. No matter what I did, there was always something wrong with me. My true authentic self was a hostage to my public persona. I felt like I couldn't trust anyone. I guarded myself as if my life depended on it. Brick after brick, wall to wall, I built a barricade so no one could see me fall. I never planned on cluing anyone into my secretive life until I walked through those faded blue doors. At the club, it was a different story. I was free to be myself. The club opened their arms to me with no hesitation, and thankfully, I never looked back. At school, I'm no one. I keep my group small to keep myself safe. But at club, I'm the main character of my own story. Now that school is online, things are more stressful. It's hard for me to have motivation to go to class when I don't have to. Luckily for me, I have the support of the staff of the Boys and Girls Club who encourage me to do my work so I can be successful. The pandemic has affected my family in many ways. Early on in quarantine, we lost my grandpa to Lewy body syndrome, which is a combination of Parkinson's, dementia, and Alzheimer's. Because of COVID, we weren't able to make it to him in time to say goodbye. We hadn't seen him in 3 years, and now we never will again. I remember the last things he said to me were in fear. He was afraid he would never see me again. He was afraid he would never get to see me evolve into my own person. Little did I know, he was right. If I would have known that, maybe I would have stayed on the phone just a few minutes more. I would have told him more about my friends and my goals and who I wanted to be. I would have drawn out that last goodbye just a little longer. Also, because of the pandemic, both my parents are now unemployed. It's scary not knowing what's going to happen next. They let this feeling consume them. So oftentimes, they try to bring me down with them. This cloud of negativity follows me where I go. But at club, it fades away, leaving room for joy and laughter to surround me. The Boys and Girls Club has given me many things. Some of these things being the strong connections I've made, the wonderful opportunities they provided me, the things I've learned, and the amazing memories I've made. As I approach my last few years of school, I know that my time with the club is coming to an end. But I know that no matter what life throws at me or where it takes me, the impact the Boys and Girls Club has had on me is everlasting.
Excellent job, Sarah. And now let's meet Elizabeth from our Rochester club.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I am from Rochester Boys and Girls Club, and I'm a senior at Rochester High School. The Boys and Girls Club is a place where you get to be yourself and be surrounded with people who support you in every decision that you make. It is also like a place to find people that are considered close best friends, almost family-like. I have been going to club since 3rd grade, so about 8 years. My favorite activity at club is probably getting to hang out with all the kids. Due to the fact that I work here, I get to hang out with kids and make the differences on their life every single day.
I would describe Elizabeth as very bubbly, very enthusiastic, very positive and optimistic. She's like this whole ball of energy that just exudes brightness, and it's nothing but contagious. She's grown a lot since I met her. She was very reserved. As time went on, she kind of blossomed and came out of her shell, and then you really got to experience her in her entirety. And you just see this confidence building in this young woman who's ready to like take on the world now.
One thing I've learned from Heather is to just not ever give up on yourself or anything. Your goals are achievable and the only person holding you back is yourself. And just push through any blockage that you have. Just go for it. Without club, I think personally I would be in no position that I am right now. I think I would be a wallflower, somebody who just sits on the side and doesn't try to strive for their dreams or anything. My future plans after graduation is attending Eastern Washington University and going and getting a degree in child life studies to become a child life specialist to work in hospitals. I think working with club has really prepared me because I get to talk to so many diverse children from different backgrounds, and I think that will help me make connections with families and children in hospitals. If I could give any words of wisdom to children or anybody else during this time, it would be work hard, be kind, and don't stress the small stuff.
I am sorry. 3 words have always brought drastic change in my life. When I was 2, those words were first spoken to me. I was being diagnosed with apraxia, a neurological syndrome that causes delay in motor skills. This mainly affected my speech, causing me to be considered mute up until age 3.5. Those words were once again spoken to me when I was 5, crying to my father, asking why he was never home and why he was with a woman that would soon be my stepmother. Those words were once again spoken to me when I was 16, being diagnosed with a rare form of arthritis called ankylosing spondylitis. My name is Alizabeth Ashton, and this is my story. In the last 17 years I have been alive, despite encountering a hurricane of apologies, I have built friendships. I learned how to use the Pythagorean theorem, how to play instruments, and how to believe in myself. These and so many more lessons are due to Rochester Boys and Girls Club. For many people, the Boys and Girls Club is just an after-school program, a place to send their kids when no one else can watch them. And when I started, I thought the same thing. But with time, I soon learned that Rochester Boys and Girls Club was going to be one of my biggest supporters. They believed in me when I thought I would never amount to anything. They pushed me into applying for Running Start at Centralia College, supported my decision in running for ASB president, and even gave me my first job as a program staff. They have allowed me to go on countless leadership conferences, college tours, and even allowed me to have the honor of being their Youth of the Year back in 2017. When I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, it felt like my life was shattered. I was scared that I was going to have to give up everything I love to do just because I had a diagnosed reason. But with the help of doctors, supportive staff, and family, I learned that either I could let the disease set boundaries for me, or I could modify and set boundaries for it. I did not have to say goodbye to the activities I love to do just because of my disease. The Boys and Girls Club has shaped me into the person I am today. They have taught me that no matter how many times I hear, "I am sorry," to never give up on my dreams. They inspired me to continue to work with kids and to become a child life specialist. Club taught me that my illnesses do not define me as a person, my actions do. I am excited to say that I have been accepted into all the universities I have applied to and will be graduating this spring with not only a high school diploma, but also an associate's in arts. This is thanks to the support that I received from my club, my home. And I know the lessons that they taught me will guide me for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Let's meet our next Youth of the Year candidate, Cara, from our RMAC club.
My name's Cara. I'm a junior and I attend the RMAC Boys and Girls Club. I would describe the Boys and Girls Club as a place to meet people that are similar to you and have similar backgrounds as you. I really like coming to club and interacting with people. My favorite club activity is art because it allows us all to be creative.
I would describe Cara as probably one of the most responsible kids I know. She's very sweet, she's very mothering in a way. Sometimes I just want her to be a kid, so it's so nice when she just comes to club and she just acts like a teenager. But she's very focused on school and very nice.
My favorite club program is Keystone because through Keystone I've been able to do a lot, like go to national conference and volunteer in our community and give back a lot.
Cara is a great club member because she's always helping. If I need her at any moment, she's always there. She's ready to help with the other kids, and also she helps the club just be a safe place for other kids to be. They know that if they need something, they can go to Cara, or if they want to talk to someone, maybe they don't feel comfortable talking to a staff, they can go to Cara.
I met Emily when I first went to club. She's the reason why I started doing Keystone. Without the Boys and Girls Club, I probably wouldn't be doing anything. Through club, I've been able to gain the confidence to include myself in other activities.
As a staff, my favorite thing is being able to see her just really grow and become confident in herself. When she first started, she was very hesitant, but she's so confident and like a great staff now, so it's been really amazing to be able to watch her just become comfortable in her own skin.
So I'm currently in college. I'm in the Running Start program, and I'm on like a healthcare pathway, and I plan on becoming a pediatrician in the future. My advice to younger kids or other kids at club would be to just put yourself out there as much as you can, because you never know what could happen if you do. Flight 273, Palada, Los Angeles. Flight 537, Los Angeles to New York City. Flight 124, New York City, Seattle. My name is Cara Chiokai, and I attend the Raj Manhas Activity Center Boys and Girls Club. I'm honored to be the first ever RMAC Branch Youth of the Year nominee. Over the past 10 years, I've struggled to find my place to call home. Flight 273. When I was 6 years old, I moved from Palau to California. My mom moved us to America in search of a better life for my siblings and me. She believed that by bringing us here, she was opening up doors for a future that would have remained closed if we stayed in Palau. However, life wasn't always sunny in California. When I started attending school, I realized that I was different from the other kids. Up until then, I was always surrounded by people that looked like me. That was not the case in California. I looked different. I felt like an outsider, and I longed for home. Flight 537. At the age of 9, my family and I moved to upstate New York. I felt as though I had to change myself to fit in. I started taking part in sports that I didn't enjoy and changed the way I spoke to be like my peers. I was constantly reminded that I was different and I had to work twice as hard to get the same amount of recognition as them. Over time, I started to lose pieces of myself. I became numb to who I was, and I lost touch with my culture. Flight 124. It wasn't until I moved to Lacey, Washington, and began attending the club that I finally felt like I was a part of something. During the summer before my freshman year of high school, I joined the Lacey Boys and Girls Club. When my 3 siblings, Mom and I, walked in the doors on a very early morning and were greeted by Miss Laura, I immediately felt welcome. I was overwhelmed with how diverse the club was. There were so many different kids and staff from so many different backgrounds. I even met Mike, who was Pacific Islander, just like I am. It was then that I finally felt comfortable and safe in my own skin. I enjoyed sitting in the teen center and sharing my stories and having people around me be able to relate to them. Throughout my time at club, I've accomplished so many things, like becoming Keystone President, a junior staff member, and getting my first job as a program staff. When the RMAC branch opened, I was hesitant to begin attending. My friends at the Lacey Club had become my family, and I didn't want to leave them. However, I was excited about my new club journey. The first time I walked into the RMAC, I was taken aback. The walls were empty, and I didn't see too many familiar faces. However, the thing I will always cherish about the RMAC is that we created the club we always wanted. The staff and kids have worked together to create a club culture I never want to leave. When I walk in now, I see all the hard work we put in. The walls are filled with things we love, and I am proud of the club we've created. The RMAC and the Lacey Club are 2 different buildings with many different people, but the atmosphere is still the same. I feel just as welcome and safe at the RMAC as I felt at the Lacey Club. I've learned that home is not so much a place as it is a feeling. My plan has finally landed. I finally found my home, the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Cara. Great job. And our last Youth of the Year candidate is Brianna from our Tenino Club.
My name is Brianna. I'm 13 years old and I volunteer at the Tenino Boys and Girls Club. I would describe the Boys and Girls Club as a safe place for someone to go to talk to someone, like the staff, or like just a fun place to hang out at. My favorite thing about the club is the kids and seeing them laugh.
I would describe Brianna as a very athletic, humble, and well-rounded individual. Brianna's been in club since she was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and so I've gotten to watch her grow up, and I got to see all the different sides of Brianna, and I think the best thing about her is just how well she can connect with people and how caring she is, and I think that's what makes her one of the best club kids.
Mara is a really good person, and she can be funny at times and easy to talk to. If I have something in my personal life that I need to talk to, I can go to talk to Mara about it if it's really stressing me out.
She was my little mini-me. They called her the mini Mara. I was the one person that could really connect with her on that level, and now I get to watch her as a young lady who's running through the Youth of the Year process, and she's helping other kids, and I just see her as a shy little girl, but now I get to see her as a blossoming young woman.
My favorite activity at the club is helping the kids with school and playing games with them during their breaks. My favorite program was probably Smart Girls because I got comfortable with all the girls that were in there and was able to talk to them if I needed to and made more friends. Something that I would be doing outside of club or school is probably doing sports if they were open. Something that I want to do in the future is go to college and get my teaching degree because I like helping kids that are in need or need help with things. My advice is if you have something that you need to get off your chest, you can always go talk to the staff. Most people say that Boys and Girls Club is their safe place, but it's also my happy place. 2014 was when I first started going to Boys and Girls Club. I was 7 years old. I used to go to the Rochester Boys and Girls Club before the Tenino Club opened. Since I went to Tenino after school, my best friend and I would wait for the big red van to pick us up to take us to club. Right when I walked through the club doors, I saw a smile and joy on everyone's faces. In the beginning, I didn't really go outside of my bubble, but club helped me pop that bubble and open up to new people. I got to hang out with kids who I didn't go to school with, and I built strong staff relationships. The very first staff relationship I built was with Mara. I used to get called the mini Mara because we had a lot in common and I kind of looked like her and acted like her. Mara and I got super close and I had someone that I looked up to. She would listen to me and understood how I talked because sometimes I had more attitude than I was aware of. I remember one day my best friend and I went to Claire's to get my best friend keychains and got 3 fuzzy zebras. We gave the third one to Mara. I remembered Mara kept it on our lanyard until it was bald. When Mara left, Lauren was one of the staffs I would spend my day with. Then the Tenino Club opened in 2016, and I started going there instead. I stopped going to club when I got into middle school. I would randomly pop in from time to time to say hi, but that was it. Little did I know, that would not be enough. When remote learning started this year, I fell into a very rocky path. I lost a lot of friends and got behind in school, causing me to feel constantly stressed out. I started to fall apart and I didn't want to talk to anybody nor be around anybody. I decided to go talk to my mom about how I was feeling, and we went to the doctor. The doctor diagnosed me with depression and anxiety. After that, things started to look up. My mom asked me if I wanted to go back to club to start volunteering. When my mom and I stopped by to fill out paperwork, my first thought was, man, it's been a long time. Being back, I have started to grow relationships with the kids and even have my own little buddy. I started helping him with his school because he transferred into Tenino and was very lost when it came to schoolwork. I spend my days at club working with him on his schoolwork or just playing around. Sometimes his schoolwork is really hard for him and he gets upset. I try to say something funny to cheer him up and he just dies laughing, rolling around on the floor. Next thing you know, he's crying because he's laughing so hard. It's moments like that put me into a better mood. After I graduate, I want to be a teacher, and helping my little buddy has cemented that plan. Seeing him understand his schoolwork and laugh is something I want all kids to have access to. Without club, I wouldn't be the person I am today or be motivated to help kids in need. My name is Brianna Lacey, and I'm Tenino Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year.
Excellent job, Brianna. What an incredible group of teens. Thank you all for sharing your stories with us. You continue to inspire and amaze us each day. Before I announce the winner tonight, I'd like to thank our panel of judges. Dr. Timothy Stokes from South Puget Sound Community College, Commander Jim Mack from the Lacey Police Department, and 3 of our board members, Vel Raja Gopal, Christine Brewer, and Joshua Johnston. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's my honor to announce this year's Thurston County Youth of the Year, Alizabeth from our Rochester Club. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Congratulations to all our finalists and congratulations to our 2021 Thurston County Youth of the Year winner, who will be moving on to the Washington State competition on March 25th. Thank you and have a good night.